Coming up on the Lakeside Loop, a teacher announces his retirement. Lakeside hosts Warrior for a Day, kids make things in construction class. The Loop starts now.
Welcome back to the Lakeside Loop. I'm Natalie Pop.
And I'm Juan Gulrud.
It's always sad when a teacher decides to retire. Mr. Tracy's decided to end his teaching ministry after this current school year. Drake Devers tells us more.
Here at Lakeside, we've been blessed with one of the best science teachers ever, Mr. Tracy. He's been here for quite a while, and he announced that at the end of this year he'll be retiring. So we have an interview about his post-retirement plans and his time here at Lakeside.
The best thing about teaching science is that it's different all the time. Okay, I've had jobs where, you know, like a factory setting where you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. And here at a school and in science, it's never the same twice. And so it's always very varied. Like the time when an outlet exploded, or just all the times when we blew up Cheetos and things like that for grade schoolers, or playing with dry ice. Lakeside changed considerably when they put on the new edition. Okay, this edition came on in about 2005. And just the expanded space, being able to move up into this classroom from the place that I was before, trying to teach classes down there. It was a huge, huge change doing that. Hi. In my last interview, I was asked why I never smiled. I said, why should I? Well, I'm retiring this year. And so now I have something to smile at. I'm looking forward to, unfortunately my last year, yes, but I'm looking forward to moving on. God's blessings to you all.
God's blessings on your retirement, Mr. Tracy.
This past Sunday, the bowling team competed in a tournament in Watertown. Kayla Bolts tells us how it went.
Many people like to bowl in their free time, but Lakeside actually has its own competitive bowling team. This past Sunday, the team used their God-given talents to compete in the bowling tournament.
This last weekend, we had a tournament in Watertown. Our first match, we ended up winning. It was a lot closer than we thought it was going to be. And then our second match, we did lose, but it was against one of the top teams in the entire district, so we weren't too upset about that. We ended up bowling one of the best that we ever had. We had a really high team average, so that was really good. And individually, a lot of people did really well on our team. It's a Baker-style format, so in each game, every person only bowls 2 frames, so you really have to depend on your teammates, and it really helps to help them out and encourage them so that as a team you can bowl really well. So in each meet we take 6 or 7 to varsity, so then we have 5 for each game and then 1 or 2 subs if needed. And for varsity we have 5 locked in, and then each week we rotate people from JV up to varsity. Bowling with my teammates, it's always a really good time. We know how to have fun. We have learned each other's shots, so if something does seem to be off with one of our teammates, we can really help them and have them make those adjustments that they need.
Lakeside is currently second in their district and have a good chance of making it to state. Good luck on the rest of the year.
Many students want to learn how to do home projects like hanging drywall or installing an outlet in the house. Lakeside presents a unique class for students that enjoy that type of work.
Right now in construction trades, the students are working as a team and wiring circuits. So that involves some different outlet scenarios, switches for light bulbs. Eventually then we'll get to transition to a variety of things. So besides electricity, we also work on sometimes concrete. The students will learn about residential homes, framing walls, floors, roofs, trusses. We also get into things like drywall, and that keeps us going pretty much this semester. When they wire up their circuits, they start out with a basic receptacle and outlet. Then we put 2 in series. Then the students get to work with a GFI, ground fault circuit interrupter. And then eventually kind of keep adding that, work with a split receptacle so that one outlet would always be hot and then the other would be wired to a switch. The neatest thing about construction trades class is you get to explore some of your talents, work with partners, think about home design, the process in building a house. But no matter if you're going to be a homeowner, consumer, kind of explore the trades, different aspects of it. Can you read blueprints, be able to come up with measurements, figure some different things, some practical math. I think it's all great skills that any student, male, female, can explore. So one of the things that electricians get to do as they apprentice and learn some aspects of the trade is just learning some of the variations in codes, but being able to strip off insulation, having different wires, how much of the wire should be the insulation taken off, and then how can they put the correct bend on it so that eventually they can add that right to the outlet. So a lot of times it comes down to practice and doing it speed-wise, but practice makes perfect. If you're an electrician doing this all day, things like this. But now we mentioned black to brass in class, using the hot wire that it would come around the brass terminal. Eventually the neutral comes over to the silver colored screw. Your ground should come up to the green. And then we do some troubleshooting. So this is a common tool that you can plug in to your outlet at home and see if it's wired up correctly. And then there's a variety of other tools that an electrician might have that they're checking for power, whether it's a ticker or a multimeter.
Thanks for sharing.
Last Wednesday, the students of Lakeside got a day off of school, while 7th graders from Lakeside's Federation schools came to campus. This annual Warrior for a Day event involves shortened high school classes, pizza, and roller skating.
If you take a woods class, you get to see some of the example projects. A cutting board using the laser.
All the 7th graders got an opportunity to go to 10 different classes, meet teachers, walk around, see what a life was like at Lakeside during a normal day. And 15-minute classes, and they had a lot of good pizza, and then we went roller skating. So it was a fun 8-hour day.
It's like a cannon. He puts rings on himself.
I was helping with Mr. Willems in the STEM part of it. We got all the material set out. We had the kids come in. They did pretty good. We had a couple successes, a couple not so successful. It was great to see them figure out how to make it work.
Well, I think most of the kids sometimes are scared to come to Lakeside, or they rethink it because I'm not sure if I know anybody, if I'm real familiar with the teachers. I'm just going to go where I feel safe. And when they come here for that day, they are forced to meet other kids and find out, hey, there's cool kids that live in Columbus, there's cool kids that live in Madison, and there's cool kids that live in Oconomowoc. So it eases their worry and sees that it's just a really nice place to be.
All right, go ahead. Holy snap. Drop it on your foot. All the way down there.
Yeah, the kids on the bus, usually on the way to Skate Express, I ask them, well, how'd the day go? Most of the responses are, it was awesome.
I think these 7th graders should come to Lakeside because they have great opportunities here. They have time to expand their faith and move on to the next step in their life. I hope they all had a fun time. I had a fun time with them.
Oh, it's very simple. We are excellent academically. We have great extracurriculars, but number one, I tell parents and kids, Christ is the top of everything. We are a Christ-centered school, and everything else feeds off of that. So we are so different than many other high schools, Christ-centered, and that's what our mission is.
And he closes the Bible, he's done, then he opens it, then he closes it, open, close, open, close. Yeah, right, some of you are trying to guess what's going on.
Thanks to everyone who made it possible, and the 7th graders for coming.
And now, you're in the loop. I'm Natalie Pop.
And I'm Juan Galru. Thanks for watching.